everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video, I'll be ranking the Suzuki Clan members in terms of power. Now, specifically, I'll be ranking the characters who have the last name Otsutsuki. So even though Tonari is merely a descendant of the Suzuki Clan, he's a descendant of Hamura Otsutsuki, just like how Naruto and Sasuke are descendants of Hagaramo Otsutsuki, which means Tonari is just as much Otsutsuki as Naruto and Sasuke. Even though that is the case, since he has the last name Otsutsuki, I will be ranking him in this video. And I won't be ranking Boruto and Kawaki, even though they are 80% Otsutsuki, meaning they're more Otsutsuki than Tonari. I won't be putting them on this list because they don't have the last name Otsutsuki. Now, also, I'm going to be going from strongest to least strongest just because it's way easier for me to explain why one character is stronger than the rest of the characters on the list, and then so on and so forth as I move down the list. Now, with that being said, let's get into it. So, firstly, the strongest member of the Otsutsuki clan, the strongest Otsutsuki ever that we've seen so far, is Shiki Otsutsuki. Now, Shiki actually was capable of destroying Naruto and Sasuke while Shiki was in a weakened form due to the fact that he was using Jigen's body as a vessel. So he was in an extremely weakened form. He wasn't in his full Otsutsuki form, yet he was capable of destroying an adult full-powered Naruto and Sasuke, although they did have a little bit less chakra than they would usually have, since Sasuke had to travel into that dimension, which takes up a lot of his chakra, and Naruto also did have a little bit of chakra taken away from him with the rods that Jigen used on him. But they were still, basically at full power or nearly at full power, despite losing a little bit of chakra. And Jigen was capable of destroying them, and Jigen was a way weaker version of Shiki Otsutsuki. So that was just Ishiki's, vessel. And actually, he wasn't even a suitable vessel. He was Shiki Otsutsuki's vessel that he was basically using temporarily while he was preparing Kawaki to be his real vessel. So that's that. And obviously, Naruto and Sasuke, adult Naruto and Sasuke, are way stronger, exponentially stronger than the versions of Naruto and Sasuke that fought Kaguya. Now, I know people who think Kaguya is stronger. They would say, well, Naruto and Sasuke, they couldn't kill Kaguya. They had to seal her. And plus, they had help from Obito, Kakashi, and Sakura. Listen, here's the thing. The fact of the matter is, Kaguya actually hit Naruto and Sasuke multiple times, and she didn't actually one-shot them. I mean, well, she did. She was like, for example, she did knock off Sasuke's Susanoo and stuff like that. And she did push Naruto back and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, they were able to take damage from her, take hits from her. Like, she wasn't just completely one-shotting them. And those versions of Naruto and Sasuke are drastically weaker than adult Naruto and Sasuke. And, that's just obvious. But if you want a little bit more proof on that, Naruto actually got the other half of the Nine Tails after the war, as Hagaramo basically told the Nine Tails to go inside Naruto after the war, the other half of the Nine Tails. So Naruto got another half of the Nine Tails. Sasuke was stated to be equal to Naruto as an adult. So they're way exponentially stronger than they were in the Kaguya fight. And as far as Kakashi, yeah, he did help out. Obito did help out. But fact of the matter is, the main people who ended that fight was Naruto and Sasuke. And they were way weaker when they fought Kaguya. Now, also, there's the fact that, let's get into their abilities. Because power scaling wise, Ishiki is way faster and stronger than Kaguya. But as far as their abilities go, Kaguya, her strongest ability is the expansive truth-seeking orb. Now, Ishiki, his dojutsu allows him to shrink all chakra-based attacks. So, yeah, he would just be able to shrink Kaguya's expanding truth-seeking orb. He'll be able to shrink it. Even if it continues to expand, he'll be able to shrink it. And he also should be, he will also be fast enough and strong enough to blitz Kaguya and, rip her head off. Now, we did see Kaguya regenerate during her battle against, Team 7. However, we haven't seen her, fully, regenerate her head. So we don't know exactly how much of her body she can regenerate. So it's really unknown exactly how much of her body she can regenerate. We've seen her regenerate arms and stuff like that. But as far as, her head, we never seen her regenerate her head. So, even if you were to assume that she could do that, fact of the matter is, Ishiki should still be stronger scaling wise. So, Ishiki, I think, is just flat out stronger. Now, with that being said, obviously the number two, some people might have thought it was Kaguya, but no. Number two is actually Momoshiki. Because Momoshiki not only did he fight a stronger Naruto and Sasuke than Kaguya, but not only that, but also he has the ability to absorb jutsu and send them back twice as strong. Therefore, anything that Kaguya throws at Momoshiki will be able to absorb it and send it back twice as strong, including her massive expanding truth-seeking orb. So now, since that jutsu is basically continuously expands, that's a tricky jutsu. So I don't know for sure if Momoshiki will be able to absorb it, but he most likely will be able to absorb it in whatever state it is, and then send it back at twice, maybe send it back twice as far as how much it's growing, make it grow twice as fast as what Kaguya is making it do. Now, there's that, and also, as far as her ash bones, Momoshiki can just, basically knock those away with his, almighty push with his Rinnegan. So, yeah, Momoshiki would also beat Kaguya as well. Now, the third strongest Otsutsuki is Kaguya Otsutsuki. Now, yeah, some people actually think she's the strongest, but due to the stuff that I already explained, she's not the strongest. However, she is the third strongest. She's stronger than all the other Otsutsuki on this list, and I'll be explaining that while I go down the list. So, yeah, number 3 was Kaguya, and number 4 is Urushiki Otsutsuki. Now, Urushiki, some people might bring up the time travel arc and say, oh, well, he got beat by Jiraiya and Kid Naruto and Boruto and Sasuke. Well, here's the thing. Urushiki was playing around throughout that whole arc. He was not serious throughout that whole arc in terms of like how he was fighting. He was not fighting seriously throughout that entire arc. You can literally tell that by how he's, constantly giggling and jumping around and just not taking anything seriously. Now, as far as the way he got defeated, you can't say that he got defeated by Naruto and Boruto. I mean, Kid Naruto and Boruto alone, because Sasuke, who is a Otsutsuki level character, actually did, he actually did help Naruto and Boruto beat Urushiki. So don't try to downplay Urushiki and say he's, just because Boruto and Kid Naruto were able to finish him off. Don't act like that he's way weaker than, don't act like he's like way weaker than the rest of the Otsutsuki clan because of that. Because like I just said, Sasuke helped. Just like how when Boruto actually took out Momoshiki, and that was before Boruto had the Karma Seal, so he didn't have any Otsutsuki chakra at all, but he was able to take out Momoshiki only because Naruto and Sasuke helped him. So yeah, Urushiki, he's still high up there. He has multiple Rinnegan, and he has a lot of very, very hacks abilities with his Rinnegan, such as time manipulation abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, he has a very, he's very, very OP with his the abilities that he have, the Rinnegan, and also he can steal jutsu as well. So yeah, next up is Kinshiki Otsutsuki, number 5, Kinshiki Otsutsuki. So Kinshiki actually, yeah, so the reason he's number 5 is basically he fought, so Sasuke was low on chakra once again, because every time Sasuke enters another dimension, he loses a massive amount of chakra. That's been established in the series multiple times. He said that back in the Shin Uchiha / Sarada Uchiha Naruto Gaiden arc. He said that, once he go into other dimensions, he loses chakra. Also, it's even shown with Obito, like once he tries to go into Kaguya's dimension, he basically said he's going to need a lot of extra chakra from like Naruto and Sakura, because once you go into someone else's dimension with your dojutsu, you're going to use a lot of chakra. So with that being said, Sasuke was traveling around inside Kaguya's dimension, meaning he was already low on chakra, and he was capable of fighting Kinshiki. Kinshiki was at full power, going all out, fighting against Sasuke. And Sasuke was fatigued, low on chakra, and plus he wasn't even using his full power because he didn't even use Susanoo. And he was still capable of basically holding his own and basically going, one-on-one against Kinshiki. So, yeah, there's that. Next up, number 6, Hagaramo Otsutsuki. Now, some people may think Hagaramo is stronger. Let me explain why Hagaramo is actually where he is at number 6, why he's weaker than Kinshiki. So, Hagaramo, we did see him in the anime. We seen him, we seen him fight the Ten Tails with his Susanoo in the anime. So, yeah, and the Ten Tails is above, it's above planetary level threat. So, yeah, that's a good feat for him. That proves that Hagaramo is at the very least above planetary, because he was capable of fighting the Ten Tails, which is above planetary. And it was actually stated in the war that the Ten Tails energy alone was creating like its own spear, like its own like planet. That's how much energy the Ten Tails had alone. So yeah, Hagaramo, that is a, you know, planetary level feat that he was capable of fighting the Ten Tails with his Susanoo. However, Kinshiki has more statements and better feats. So getting on to the feats first. So firstly, he was capable of fighting Sasuke. Now, while this was a fatigued Sasuke, you know, adult Sasuke is actually stronger than Hagaramo. And some people might be shocked about me saying that, but let me explain why. So in the war, Naruto basically countered Naruto when he countered Sasuke's Indra's arrow, his twin Rasengan Shurikens, he countered Sasuke's Indra's arrow. Now that Indra's arrow was powered up by chakra from all nine-tailed beasts. It was even stated by the Nine Tails that Sasuke had basically the Ten Tails chakra was basically absorbed into Sasuke, since he absorbed chakra from all nine-tailed beasts. Just like how the Ghetto statue is, you know, like basically what revives the Ten Tails. Basically, essentially, Sasuke had a Ten Tails level Susanoo when he absorbed the chakra from all nine-tailed beasts. And yeah, and Naruto was capable of countering that with his, you know, his Asara, his twin Rasengan Shurikens. Now, what that means is, and since I already established the fact that Naruto is way stronger than what he was in the war, simply due to the fact that he got the other half of the Nine Tails, and Sasuke was stated to be equal to Naruto in the official data book. So what that means is Sasuke is way stronger than Ten Tails levels. Hagaramo, you can scale him to Ten Tails levels, but Sasuke is way stronger than Ten Tails level as an adult. So Sasuke is actually stronger than adult Hagaramo. And also, Hagaramo, I know people might bring up Kaguya. He actually did have help from his brother when it came to beating Kaguya, and he didn't, just like Naruto and Sasuke didn't kill Kaguya, Hagaramo didn't kill Kaguya either. He had to seal her away with the help of his brother. So yeah, that's that. So adult Sasuke is way stronger than Hagaramo, and since Kinshiki was capable of, you know, going one-on-one with an adult Sasuke, he should be, I mean, that basically proves that he should be above Hagaramo. And also there's the fact that in the data book, it states that Kinshiki can split worlds, plural. It has an S on the end, meaning he can actually split multiple planets in half. Essentially, that means he can destroy multiple planets, not just one. So he's multi-planetary, whereas Hagaramo, you can scale him to just regular planetary. So, moving on to number 7, Hamura Otsutsuki. Since basically Hagaramo had help from his brother to defeat the Ten Tails and Kaguya, so both like Hagaramo and Hamura teamed up to defeat Kaguya, and they were fighting the Ten Tails. We only see in the anime, we only seen Hagaramo basically fighting the Ten Tails, so we didn't really see Hamura fight the Ten Tails that much. However, Hamura, he did have truth-seeking orbs, and even before he had the Tenseigan, which he was the first one to awaken the Tenseigan, even before that, he had truth-seeking orbs, and he was capable of, you know, basically helping his brother seal away Kaguya. So he should be roughly around Ten Tails level. Number 8, Asara Otsutsuki. Now, in the manga, he had a very similar mode to Naruto. Naruto's, you know, the mode that Naruto used in the war to counter Sasuke's Indra Zero. He had a very similar form to that in the manga. In the anime, they also showed that as well, but they also showed him using some other techniques that he didn't use in the manga. But in general, it was pretty well established that he was stronger than Indra. So yeah, it was pretty well established that Asara was stronger than Indra, only because of the fact that he had help from his father and his allies. He had help from his father and his allies, and that's what made him stronger than Indra. And also, it was shown in the anime that basically Hagaramo gave Indra his powers, and gave Asara his powers, and also Hagaramo. Basically, after Hagaramo gave Asara his powers, Asara actually got truth-seeking orbs and stuff. So it actually does seem like Hagaramo gave Asara like six-path, like a little, you know, pseudo six-path Senjutsu form. So yeah, so that's why Asara is at number 8. Number 9, Tonari Otsutsuki. Because Tonari, he did get the Tenseigan just like Hamura, but he's actually way weaker than Hamura based on what we've seen, because Hamura had truth-seeking orbs before he even awakened the Tenseigan, as we seen, you know, during the flashback of when Hamura and Hagaramo were fighting Kaguya. So that's one thing. Another thing is, basically Hamura was already like relative to like Ten Tails levels, because like I said, he helped his brother fight and seal away Kage and the Ten Tails. So Hamura was already roughly around Ten Tails level before he got the Tenseigan, whereas Tonari was weak. He was so like he was weaker than just regular Toad Sage Mode Naruto with the Nine Tails chakra stacked on top. Naruto used, Nine Tails chakra, KCM plus Toad Sage Mode, and that was enough to beat Tonari. So yeah, although Tonari does have the same, dojutsu as Hamura, the Tenseigan, he's actually weaker than Hamura. Number 10, Indra Otsutsuki. He is definitely the weakest Otsutsuki clan member. And I mean, basically the strongest we seen him was with the Susanoo. Now, if you go strictly off the manga, I mean, you could probably say he might be around Asara levels, but we really didn't see him fight in the manga. We just seen like one page of him, him and Asara, and we didn't even see them like actually fight, but they were in their forms. Asara was in his, Asara form, and Indra was in the Susanoo. But in the anime, Asara completely destroyed Indra with no difficulty after Hagaramo gave Asara the power. So with that being said, yeah, that's the list. That's the Otsutsuki clan members ranked. And if you guys like the video, please drop a like. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that channel notification bell to be notified on all of my future videos. And drop me a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Every promise I've been praying for.